Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Nothing in the entire world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity." His words echo loudly today as we confront a subject many would rather avoid, the truth about paternity in Nigeria. The recently released Smart DNA 2025 report tells us that 1 out of every 4 cases, that is 25% of men, who submitted for testing were found not to be the biological fathers of the children in question. It's a staggering figure that has electrified public debate and fueled the clamor for mandatory DNA testing of all newborns at birth. But here lies the problem. That 25% did not come from a random survey of Nigerian families. It came from men who already had reasons to doubt. It came from families in immigration processes or from couples locked in legal battles. To lift that statistics and generalize it as a Nigerian reality will be a profound misreading of data. And yet, we cannot dismiss it either, because behind every number lies a human story, and sometimes a tragedy. I know this not just from reports, but from a painful personal experience. In my family, a cousin I had known all my life turned out after a DNA test not to be who we thought he was. The discovery devastated my uncle. He never recovered from the heartbreak, and not long after, it claimed his life. That is the real cost of paternity fraud. Not just statistics on paper, but shattered families and broken spirits. So yes, we must be cautious about how we interpret reports. We must also be deliberate about how we legislate solutions. Mandatory DNA testing raises serious legal, financial, and ethical questions. Questions like who pays? How is the data protected? What happens when the truth destroys more than it heals? But to sweep this issue under the carpet will be cowardice. Nigeria must have an honest national conversation, one that balances science with sensitivity, rights with responsibility, and above all, keeps the best interest of the child at the center of it all. Okay.
Right. I hear you. And I love the quote you started with by Martin Luther King, which talks about sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. And those are my uncles. A man knows he has low sperm count or 0 count. He goes to marry an unsuspecting fertile woman, who then finds it hard to get pregnant. The society blames the woman for infertility. And then, in that marriage, the one who chooses to take divorce as the route out is also victimized by the society. So, the woman is right in the middle. You can't get pregnant, you're the problem. You can't take it anymore, you want to opt out, the society would shame you for being a divorcee. So what are women doing? They're looking for a way out. So, let us go back to the men not being sincerely, what did you call it? Sincere ignorance and conscious stupidity. So we, the people, must learn to empathize with people who are infertile. We must learn to empathize with people who maybe because of domestic violence or infertility opt out of a marriage. And to understand that opting out of a marriage doesn't necessarily mean that you're what is it called? That you're promiscuous. We need to rethink the idea of a single woman in this society. We need to rethink the idea of infertility, being without a child for a woman. We need to rethink why women are single, and the fact that single mothers exist.
Are you not conflicting the issue?
No, I'm not.
I don't think you're addressing
I think you're conflicting
I'm talking about DNA.
issues here.
No, I am talking about DNA.
What does it do with single mothers?
It has a lot to do with it. You are not listening to me. We need to rethink how. And I know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know you do. Let me come in a bit, sorry.
Thank you. Help me out.
Chineke.
In marriage, right, when a child has not come, who takes the blame? Is the woman, right? I mean, is this a practical example and practical cases? We're not talking about something that is pulled out of thin air, right? And then especially when the man knows, whether by going to wherever they've gone to know that they are the cause of the issue, they would never follow that woman to the hospital, right? But the blame will keep going to that woman. And then you see a woman then decide, okay, I have to find a solution. Even somebody from the man's family will come and tell you, you have to go and find a way to bring a child home, right? And they go and get pregnant and bring a child home. Everybody's rejoicing. The man's shame has been covered. In fact, he's not like he's going to really have a real shame, but in the sense of it, the shame has been covered. So that is what she's painting. If you check most of the paternity cases, especially the ones that have been in the family for a long time before they find out, that is what you would see.
Most?
Right? Most.
You can't say most.
Yes, most.
No, you can't say most.
However,
where's the data to back that up?
Are you married?
Okay.
Hold on.
I'm not finished.
The world is watching what we do. We can't just say most. That's data you're presenting that doesn't have any.
A life lost is always a big deal for me. It's not something I take lightly. But at the same time, making this a national conversation brings me back to what I always say when we talk about fibroid issues and women issues. And for the longest of time, there has been no solution. And they'll tell you we don't even know the cause. And I keep saying it that if the issues that women face were also faced by men, we would have found a solution by now, right? Hold on. But let me be done. Hold on. In 2020, 82,000 Nigerian women died from pregnancy-related issues, right? We have women, 2023, 75,000 maternal deaths. Maternal deaths are happening every day, every time.
What's
right?
that got to do with what we're talking about right now?
Let me be done, please.
Okay, go ahead.
It's going on, and we have not had a national conversation to even make childbirth safe for women, right? But we should have a national conversation about DNA.
From what I picked up from your advocacy, when these couples have their children, we should have the DNA tests to remove any.
I'm not saying that. There's a national conversation going on around it. So we should have the courage to have this conversation. It's not. I'm not saying that there has to be because there are legal issues, there are privacy issues, and all that, financial issues to it. So I'm not saying we must. That's not my recommendation. But we cannot just excuse it and say, okay, these issues are not there. Men are cheating anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
We must have the courage to have this national conversation.
Yes, and we are having it right. So I don't mind if DNA tests are done to just save us all those things. Let it just be something that we do when we have the babies, the same way they do the ear test for the babies. They should just do the paternity test. That will eliminate that. We can work towards that, and things get cheaper as things can eventually get cheaper. If we work towards that, that will work. But I know that a lot of women have done these things to cover the shame of the men. They've done them a favor. There are men that these things have happened to, and they were grateful to their wives in secret. So I didn't even know that I had this kind of issue.
You're not married.
I didn't know I had that. So they were even grateful that the women had done something like that. And there are those that will make noise. Now, with this paternity issue, we also have some women that they no longer care. Do you know what I'm saying? Some of them have been put under pressure to marry certain odogus. And they know that they don't want to have children for this odogu. Society has put pressure, you must marry, what do you bring to the table? Go and marry that one. But you know that it's your high school sweetheart that you want to marry and have the baby. So Odogu will soon die. So society is part of what is causing these sort of things. Then we also have another group of women that they don't care, they will divorce you, and they will go and have their surrogacy or adopt their children. Because the pressure that society puts on women is phenomenal. It is outrageous. And women are buckling under pressure. So they were looking for ways to survive. And I'm glad that we have this new crop of women that they will do what they have to do. I personally know people that have had triplets, twins without any mark. Yeah. They've just gone to go and do their thing. Because whatever a woman does in society, and I tell you women, do what you have to do. You will be judged. If you do right, you will be judged. If you do left, you will be judged. Stay in the marriage, you will be judged. Come out of the marriage, you will be judged. Have a baby, you will be judged. So just do you.
First of all, I want us to understand something, right? There's always going to be an answer to every question.
Sure.
If you really want to, for people that debate, there's always going to be a reason.
A perspective, but not necessarily an answer.
No. There is always going to be. What you just gave is an answer.
It's a perspective.
Okay, it's a perspective, but it also could be seen as an answer. Because what you've done is you have selected a particular part of the conversation and you've made that your perspective. But you generalize it at the same time. Because yes, there is that. I'm a he for she. You guys know on this table, I'm always for the women, right? But at the same time, we need to call a spade a spade. Yeah. If you guys can come on this table and any table in general and say, men are scum, men are cheats, men are this, men are that. No. Because when it comes to societal pressure, come on, guys, it's on everyone.
No, it's not on everyone.
No. Please listen to what I just said. When it comes to societal pressure, I need societal pressure on birth or DNA. Generally,
it's not the same thing on the gender. Don't do that.
On women.
Can we just listen?
More on women.
When it comes to societal pressure, it's on everyone.
More on women.
Yes. No, what data are you using to back that up? It's on everyone. There's social pressure on men. There's more men committing suicide than women. There's data to back that up. Why are they committing suicide? Why are they killing themselves? What are we talking about? No. I'm telling you, the societal pressure, it's on everybody. It's not just on women. It's on everyone. So let's not use that as an excuse.
That is more on women.
Accountability needs to be in the picture. And I feel like if we want to be sincere, the first step to any conversation like this is holding yourself accountable. And understand the fact, because yes, there are reasons like this where you say, the family situation, that, what you see in Nigerian movies, that's a real thing. That happens, right? But that's not the only scenario. That's not the only way out. If you have a situation where the man is not fertile, prove it.
The one thing that we've identified is that accountability matters, and that this conversation is also nuanced on the other side of it.
Very well said.
My uncle's situation, for instance, he wasn't infertile. He had another child. It was one of the children that was not his. So we shouldn't generalize and say, okay, it's because women generally, men are infertile. There's different circumstances, but this thing is there. It's happening. It's impacting homes, and I think women should have the courage of looking at themselves and saying, it shouldn't happen.
Nope. Men too.
No issues are bad at the table. Today's menu is mainly a sample of this. For more of the same, make it a date, same time next week. Till then, it's goodbye from all of us.
That's the end.
That's the end.
Oh my God. No,
You always come and help more.
Let's continue.